Welcome to the Slobberknocker Sports Podcast, your hub for all things sports. Now, here are your hosts, Dylan and Turner.
We'll move on, last segment, and we'll talk about the NFL and the big game previews for tonight. And the big game previews for this weekend. And we'll start with the Thursday night game. And we have the Jacksonville Jaguars traveling to the Superdome in New Orleans to take on the Saints. The Jaguars have won a couple games in a row, but you look at their schedule, they've played the Texans twice and the Colts twice. That's 3 of their wins between those
First
two
of all,
teams.
quit disrespecting the Texans.
The Texans are much better this year, but still, you have neither of those.
And the Jags, obviously it was a great spot for them, but they beat the hell out of the Bills. Did they not?
I don't know if they beat the shit out of them.
I don't even know. I forgot what the
I think they won by like 6 or 8. Or no, it might have been 4, actually.
No. It was I'm thinking of who did the Jags play that first week there?
They played the Falcons.
And they beat up the Falcons pretty good.
They beat the Falcons by like 12, I think.
Yeah, whatever, yeah. So I was thinking more of that game. But anyway, they beat the Bills. Obviously, that was a terrible spot for the Bills. We've talked about that.
Yes.
But you know what? Your dad's not here to do it. I'm on the Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence train. Those are my guys. I'm on it.
Turner, that's the most disgusting shit I've ever heard in my life.
I'm on it.
Is this a ruse? Is this a character you're playing?
Kind of, sort of, because your dad's not here, so I kind of have to do it. But you're not high on Lawrence. He's on my dynasty fantasy football team, so I have to be. I have him for the next 10 years.
I'll give you a slight break
until he dies. But he's starting. He's starting to play better, and the Jags defense. They could run it a little bit. The defense isn't bad. They're not a bad football team. I almost put them in my top number 5 in my power rankings just so you'd lose your mind. But they're playing pretty good ball.
That would have ticked me
Who
off.
are they playing?
They're playing at New Orleans.
Oh, they're going to, like your dad would say, Jags by 14.
You are playing a character right now.
Says 14 every single time. Jags by 14.
Oh, Jags are going to kill him. How much? 14.
14-point Jag win.
I think the Saints actually win this game.
No shot.
Jags by 14. Superdome on a Thursday night, going to be wild. Give me the Saints. Kamara's going to have a big rushing day. Here's the thing about the Jaguars, and I can tell you this from experience betting on the Jaguars. Every time you think the Jaguars have turned the corner, they go right back and they become the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're a 3-point favorite. I know we're not a gambling show, but just for the sake of like who's supposed to win, the Jags are the favorite in this matchup, and that's when the Jags don't play well.
They're actually favored on the road.
3-point favorites.
See, Vegas knows how good they are.
They
know how good. They know how brilliant Doug Peterson is.
Yeah, Doug Peterson.
And they know how great Trevor Lawrence is. They know how good Travis Etienne is in that offensive line. Jags by 1 million.
I'm done talking about this bum team in Jacksonville.
Jags of the Super Bowl.
Jags of the Super Bowl.
You heard it here first.
Jags.
Actually, this is Chris Leak's take, but you heard it here first.
Yeah, Jags will sneak in the play. They'll be in the playoffs, have a worse record than the team they're playing, and host a playoff game, just like last year against the Chargers. We'll move on to the best game of the Sunday early slate, which is the Detroit Lions surprise team of the year. Although I think people thought they were going to be a little bit better. They're 5-1. They're going to travel to Baltimore to take on the Baltimore Ravens. And I will say, I say this a lot, but there's something a little bit off with the Baltimore offense. I don't know exactly what it is. I know they're trying to throw more this year and have Lamar Jackson run less, which doesn't make sense to me because you're essentially going away from what your best player does best. But Lamar Jackson has not been great this year. They are 4-2, but
they gave Lamar all that money, dude. They're trying to protect him. That's what happens. You're not on the franchise tag anymore. You can't run them 30 times a game. I'm with you. They're not near, with him not running as much. They're not near as dynamic, and I don't think they can throw it good enough to beat the Lions. Not to mention the Lions. I don't know if they're best against the run, but they're definitely top 5 against the run.
Yep.
And I'm going to take Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions by a field goal.
Okay, I like it. I think the Lions are the better team. To me, I would take the Ravens in this spot because Detroit's won 4 in a row, and that's kind of a tough. Like you keep winning. Like NFL's hard to maintain winning streaks like that. You're going, on the road to a tough place to play. I would take the Ravens in this spot, but I guarantee you, like, not only this is why I think some NFL teams continue to go to London and overseas on a Friday, knowing that they're probably gonna lose that game, because they know if you go on a Monday and you're over there for the whole week, coming back is that much harder. So that's my feeling.
I should have gotten to that a little bit more. That's definitely playing into my decision. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, I'm just thinking about the fact that, like, okay, they were over there since Monday. They were over there for an entire week, and now they're coming back playing a Detroit team that looks like one of the best teams in the NFL. Like, like I said, if this wasn't following a London game, I would probably take the Ravens in this spot.
Agreed.
But I'm going to take the Lions, and I think they're going to win by 7. I think it's going to be, like, not like super convincing, but I think they're going to win the game, and it's not going to be like ultimately all that close. Like, maybe the Ravens have a chance to with a drive late to score a touchdown and tie the game, maybe. But I think
23-20.
Okay, that's pretty close. I'd say 27-20 is what I'm thinking. 27-20. We'll move on the next later in the day. We've got the 3:25 slate of games, and that's the best game on that one is the LA Chargers traveling to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs 5-1. The Chargers came off their bye last week. We talked about them losing to the Cowboys. They're now 2-3. Massive game for the Chargers. They would drop to 2-4 with a loss. Herbert's got to play better, obviously. Brandon Staley has been on the hot seat for a while. I don't know that they would fire him for a loss in Kansas City, obviously. But if you lose this game now, the next week might be like for a job, right? Like week 9 would be like for a job, because
it's funny you say that. That was actually going to be one of my hot takes, that if they lost this week, he was either going to be fired on the hot seat. I didn't know they were playing Kansas City, so they're expected to lose this game, so I wouldn't go that far.
But you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's getting to that point where they're going to have to make a decision here soon if things keep going the way it is.
Right.
In this spot, it's a little bit of a shorter week, obviously, for the Chargers. They played Monday night.
Yep.
Just a bad spot in general. Obviously, divisional opponent, probably a lower scoring game than you expect. That's typically how they always go. You know how good Andy Reid is against divisional opponents. You know how bad the secondary is for the Chargers. Chiefs by 8.
So this is tough for me because I really want to pick the Chargers here, mainly because I watched what happened last night, and I think Dallas and Kansas City, oddly enough, are kind of similar in the sense that, like, they have offenses. Obviously, Kansas City's better, but they have offenses that are limited in some way, right? The Cowboys, it's more coaching. The Chiefs, it's more wide receivers. And so you have offenses that are kind of limited, but really good defenses. And so you have teams that aren't going to score a lot of points, probably. And so the Chargers did a pretty good job. And if Herbert doesn't miss some of those throws, they might win the game last night. So I don't think Herbert's going to continue to be that bad. He played pretty poorly last night. So I think the Chargers are live here. Like, I think they have a real shot to win it. But
I feel like when the Chiefs and Chargers play, it's always close.
It's always close.
Yeah,
yes. And Herbert, honestly, take away last week, I think he's a top 3 NFL quarterback. I think he's one of the best to do it. And here's the difference, and I'll give you you said it exactly spot on. Andy Reid's the difference. The Chiefs win by 3. It's going to be a tight one. I'm going to play 24-21 Chiefs. And I think the difference is that Dallas won the game with a lack of coaching. Andy Reid is going to see that the way to beat them is to push the ball downfield and to throw the ball a lot. And I think even with the lack of receivers, I think he will be able to devise a game plan with an extra day compared to the opponent, right? They have a regular time, but they're getting one more day than the Chargers. I think he'll have a distinct advantage over Staley, which he already does inherently. But with the game plan, they're going to throw the ball downfield. They'll have success. Kelsey will have a big day.
It also depends. I don't know. I have Kelsey on one of my fantasy teams, but didn't see. I know at the very end of that Broncos game, he came limping off with his ankle.
He went back in after that.
He
played
after
that.
Good. That's good.
No,
hopefully
he played.
It was just a.
He was okay.
Yeah.
He was okay. He played. He was in the game.
That fantasy football team I have is really bad, and if I lose him, the punishment is you got to wear a dress and have a license plate on your car that says "I suck at fantasy football." And if I lost Travis Kelce, I'd be in real danger of both those things.
I'm praying for you because I have Kelsey in 2 leagues as well, including the league I care the most about. And in that league, I've already lost Mike Williams and Nick Chubb for the season, so I can't afford to lose Travis Kelce. I'm in second place in that league. I should be in first. But if I lose those guys, it's going to be tough. We'll move on real quick to we got 2 more games to cover, and that is the Sunday night game. Well, let's do Monday night first because I think Sunday's the best game. So Monday night game, San Francisco at Minnesota. I think San Francisco, this is a clear bounce back spot. It's a get right game for them after last week. They're going to have a lot of success offensively. I think this is pretty clear cut. I don't know what the line is. I don't care. I would take Kansas City if I was a betting man, which I'm no longer.
No, the Niners. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I would take the 49ers.
Yeah.
I am no longer a betting man after Mac Jones retired me last week with that safety in the end zone, the most brutal beat I've had ever. But I digress. Give me the Niners in a get right bounce back spot. They win it. That Vikings defense is not good. I'm gonna say 34. They'll be lucky if they get 70. 34-14.
Is it a game in Minnesota?
It is in Minnesota. I'll say 34-14.
27-21 Niners.
Okay.
And it's not that close. It's
garbage
Kirk
touchdown?
Cousins garbage touchdown. What he
Okay.
does best. Yeah, they're going to be down 14. He's going to go down the field. He's going to score. He's going to get his fantasy points up. Without Justin Jefferson, they have, I think, very, very little chance in that game.
Yeah, that's going to be a really, really tough task for the Vikings there.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens, but I'd be surprised if that's competitive.
No one thought the Browns were going to beat them.
That is true.
We thought they could maybe keep it close with the
Right.
defense, but we certainly didn't think they were going to beat them. So.
I agree with you on that. And now, if they struggle against the Vikings,
the Vikings better just hope that Brock Purdy's confidence is shook and he stays not great for a couple weeks.
And that's not the most crazy thing in the world. I wouldn't be shocked.
No.
I wouldn't be shocked. But we'll move on to the last game of the night. We'll get, I guess, the most in-depth on this one, and that is the best game of the weekend. It might be the best game of the year, I think, so far. And we've got, considering the Cowboys 49ers game unfolded like it did, Dolphins traveling to the Eagles. Since the Eagles lost, there are no longer any undefeated NFL teams.
Yep.
And so we've got the two of the 3 5-1 teams facing off. We're in Philadelphia. The Eagles are projected to win the game by a few points, but this is going to be, again, I think it all comes down to this. Is that offense what I think it might be? And that's gimmicky. We know it's gimmicky, but gimmicky in the sense that it only works against bad teams. Does it work against more physical, better teams? I want the Dolphins to win so badly. I can't stand Jalen Hurts. I can't stand the Eagles. I absolutely fucking hate Nick Sirianni. Mm-hmm. Philadelphia is a despicable place, and I wish them nothing but misery.
Oh, dude, that's a fucking. You better watch it, dude.
For years to come.
You better hope we don't have any subscribers from Philadelphia.
No,
they'll be on their fucking news. They'll be fucking.
I'll be a target. That's right.
Yeah. You don't want to do that.
I think with our 62 subscribers, we're okay right now. But
that's probably true. But
maybe going
forward,
forward,
hope this doesn't resurface later on in your life.
It's a good point. I don't want to target my back there, but I do not like Tua. I'm not a Tua guy. I think he's the only
noted Tua hater.
Noted Tua hater. I don't think I think he's the only thing keeping this team from being really, really good. And we're gonna find out a lot about Miami, but we're gonna find out a lot about Philly as well. And I've thought something's wrong in Philly for a while. You lose this game. We talked about their schedule down the stretch. I'm actually gonna take. This is totally a pick based on what I want to have happen. I'm gonna take the Dolphins. I don't know they're going to win, but I'm going to take the Dolphins, and I think they're going to actually look really good against the Eagles. I think they're going to put up 34.
Oh, my God. I was going to say 34-31 Eagles.
That's what I was going to say.
I was going to say Eagles, but then you were going to convince me Dolphins 34-30. I'll go 34-31 Eagles.
I'll say 34-31 Dolphins.
I swear to God I was going to say 34-31 Eagles.
I thought about it for a long time, and I was like, I think that's the right number. I mean, I think Tyreek Hill has a monster day.
Yeah.
And I think the Dolphins... I think after this game, everybody thinks that the Dolphins are going to the Super Bowl. That's what I think. I don't believe that, but I think that's what happens.
But yeah,
yes.
I think good game. I think I think there's going to be a lot of points because I just don't. I don't think Miami's defense is good, and I just really don't think. Besides someone who's like a divisional opponent like the Bills, who kind of put the clamps on the offense a little bit, or at least contained it. I forgot what the final score was of that game. But I think that the Eagles secondary is not as good as it was last year. They've lost some pieces. I want to say maybe even they have some injuries back there. But high scoring game. I think I'm going to say 34-31 Eagles. But I literally think it's going to be like whoever has the ball there last probably wins it. Good game. I'm looking forward to that one for sure.
I am too, looking forward to that one. Going to be a fun one. Real quick rundown. We're going to go rapid fire. I'm going to give you the rest of the NFL games. I'm going to pick them real quick as we end this last series. So without explanations or give me like give a 5-word explanation. So Raiders at the Bears.
Raiders. The Bears are that bad.
Give me the Bears. Justin Fields might be out. Give me the Raiders.
No, Justin Fields is out.
Oh, he is out? Okay, yeah. Give me the Raiders. Give me the Raiders for sure. Not even close. If Justin Fields was playing, I would take the Bears.
Who's the Bears backup?
I didn't even recognize his name. Ben Yet or Ben.
Oh, I saw that because I looked at the box score and said Ben Yet scored. I'm like, who on earth is that?
I could be butchering that pronunciation.
Whatever. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Next game. No clue if Richardson or Watson is playing, but it's the Browns at the Colts.
Give me the Brownies 2 in a row.
Give me the Browns as well. Colts are done. They looked horrible last week. Gardner Minshew 4 picks.
They did.
They looked so bad. I thought they were going to win the game. They were horrible. Bills at the Patriots.
The Bills.
Bills by 40. Mac Jones take another fucking safety.
I think Mac Jones gets benched after this week.
I hope. I was praying for it
I don't know
week.
why he won. I mean, I know
so
that Belichick,
fucking bad.
You might as well just throw Zappe in there.
Dude, you know what's crazy? They took Zappe and made him the third quarterback, and they picked up Malik Cunningham and made him the.
Oh wait, no. I'm thinking of the other way around. Hoyer played for Oakland.
Hoyer was for the Raiders. Yes. So okay, so we're both taking the Bills. Commanders at the Giants.
Commanders.
Give me the Giants. The Giants are gonna get a win here. They're too inconsistent. Commanders are too inconsistent. Falcons at the Bucks. Bucks for sure. I got the Bucks. Lions at the Ravens. We already picked. Steelers at the Rams.
I have no idea why, but this is just a spot that the Steelers somehow win these fucking games. They're terrible. I'll take the Steelers.
I'm going to take the Rams.
The Rams are much better.
Offenses looked a little bit
better.
Aren't
the Steelers 3-2 or something?
I don't know how the heck they're 3-2, but they are.
Good Lord.
Give me the Rams.
Mike Tomlin must do some serious witchcraft.
He's definitely got something on his side. I don't know what it is, but Cardinals at the Seahawks. Seahawks for me as well. Packers at the Broncos.
You know what?
Dumpster fire versus dumpster fire.
Give me the Pack. Go Pack, go.
Give me the Broncos in that one. Russell Wilson, big game right there. Big game for Russ. Broncos get to 2-5, almost back to 500. 4 more games. Yeah. Give me they're 0-3 at home, playing in Mile High again.
So bad.
One of the toughest places to play and can't even win there. We already picked Chargers, Chiefs. We already picked Dolphins, Eagles, and we already picked Niners, Vikings. And that will conclude our last episode. Turner, any final thoughts for this weekend of football? We got hoops coming up soon, too.
Always excited for college basketball. It's one of my favorite. Maui Invitational. It always seems like it starts a little too early in the football season. But, I'm glad it's here. And
can't wait.
Yeah, good time tonight, as always.
Yeah, that was a good episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. It helps with the algorithm and puts our content out there. We're going to continue to bring you guys great content on the NFL, college football, and all things in the sporting world. Have a great one.